Overqualified is a bullshit term. Just so you know, Gerald, if I'm saying that right, I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong. Overqualified is a bullshit term. There's no such thing as being overqualified. Like, for example, let's pretend you're a rich person and you own a big house and you need to hire someone to water your plants while you're on vacation, okay? And two people apply for the job. Person A is a high school student. They're 18 years old or something, and they want to water your plants for minimum wage. The other person is Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein shows up and applies for the job to water your plants. So you have to decide which one you want to hire. Now, are you going to look at Albert Einstein and say, I'm sorry, I don't think you're the right person to water my plants because you're overqualified? It's pretty clear that you can do more than just watering plants, so I'm not going to hire you for this. Now, in the real world, does that make any sense? Of course not. The only reason overqualified is a thing is because they're making an assumption about you based on stereotypes. They're making the assumption that, oh, you're not serious about working here because, in theory, we think that you could get a better paying job somewhere else, in theory. So therefore, we're not going to consider you for this job, even though the things that make you overqualified would actually even actively help you to outperform in this job. You're more diligent, you're more focused, you care more about what you're doing, and you're more efficient. You know what I mean? It's such a bullshit thing. And the only thing that's propagating this is recruiters, because recruiters are given the task of filling a job with someone that they fill for the lowest possible amount of money. And in order to, in theory, do that, you would never employ anyone who has capabilities over and above the simple job that they're doing, right? That's all in theory. Like, there's huge problems with that for a start. The second thing is that, would you even want to do that? Like, if you're only employing people that, can only barely manage the job that they're doing and no more, would you ever promote anyone? By definition, then promoting them into like a supervisory thing or a manager type thing, they wouldn't be able to handle it because they're not overqualified. They're at the limit of their qualification as it is. That's another whole debate, right? So whichever way you slice it, it's such a bullshit thing. Okay, so overqualified is usually used as an excuse, as a kiss off for the real reason that they rejected you. Okay, and they're not going to disclose the real reason, right? And it could be something as benign as saying, well, we got 9 qualified candidates for one job. 8 of them have to go home, and 5 of the 8 are hitting me up as the recruiter for the reason why they were rejected. And I don't want to tell them. It's like, well, it was just what we did is we rolled a dice and your name didn't come up, because that would make me look bad. It would make us look like a bunch of idiots. So I'm going to give a seemingly valid answer that can't come back to me in any way and portray me as bad in any way. So I'm going to say, oh, I'm sorry, we've decided you were overqualified. It's such a bullshit. If they really felt that, they wouldn't be looking at you in the first place. So sorry for that tirade, but that's what's going on when they use that term. And I challenge anyone out there who's using that term. They're lying. That's not the real reason. The real reason is something else. It's also a term that if anyone's going to use it, it's a person that doesn't think you can improve, right? The best companies are looking for people that can do more than their job and want to move up. That's just the reality. Okay, I'm falling behind in this stream. Thank you for participating. You guys are awesome.